Okay, so this is the deck list. You can see that it looks very similar to most other branded decks that I've been playing recently. It's playing the new Light and Darkness Dragon. I think this is really good in branded. You have to play this. I think that going for banishment on your main combo and then summoning this in your opponent's standby phase is the way you're supposed to play this. I don't really think summoning it any other way at any other time is really that good. It's only good if you summon it right away at the start of your opponent's turn in their standby phase. So the basic combo is going to be ending on Albion in the graveyard as your banishment target. Banishment itself, which you can set with the Albion, and then the Bestial Rebellion has to stay on your field. Okay, so that's going to be how you make Light and Darkness Dragon, and you want to do it right away in your opponent's standby phase so that you can basically negate the first 3 cards that they have, and that's going to be pretty hard for them to deal with, right? Because you're still going to have Mirror Jade, you're still going to have maybe an Albaz in the graveyard, like you're going to have more, it's not just 3 negates, so you basically ruin their hand with 3 negates, and then you have like a regular branded board as well, but maybe a little bit weaker because you had to use your Albion set for the Light and Darkness Dragon. So I think it's mandatory to play. You'll see that I'm also playing Chaos, the Star Source Dragon. I think this card is also mandatory in branded. If you're not playing this, I think the list is just worse. So we play this because it can pop any 2 cards, right? So you summon this with pretty much anything in your engine, your all lights and darks, and then it pops 2 cards. So it's basically what Chimera does, but it's easier to summon because it's level 8, so you can summon it with Albion, you can summon it with Lubellion. You can even summon it with Albaz, right, if you're fusing with a dragon, so it's pretty good. Cartesia can make it as well, and it's actually relevant with Cartesia. If you make Guardian Chimera, obviously it's not. So Guardian Chimera really only comes up with branded in red, and like sometimes branded in white, but the Chaos comes up all the time, so I think this card is really, really good. You can also use both, right? You can see we're actually playing both. I'm playing Chimera as well. So if you're playing against a back row deck, you can realistically Chimera pop 2 of their back row in their end phase, and then also Chaos pop 2 more, which is really, really strong. We're still playing Furious as well, so maybe in the best case scenario you can even pop all 5. You can see that we're playing Fool Us. The Fool Us here is because I think it's really good in branded. It's kind of like Maxi, where if you stop your opponent from playing and they make like a half board or like a weaker board and you get a couple cards in the process, that's really, really good for branded. You're in like, that is your peak position. You really want to be breaking small boards with a lot of cards. That's what you're really, really good at. It's not really as good in branded to just drop like an Imperm or an Ash and then watch your opponent full combo extend anyway, right? You're not a weak deck, you're not playing like Centaurion or something, so if your opponent still plays and they make like half a board with 2 or 3 disruptions, you can still very easily play into that. So I think Fool Us is perfect for branded. It also helps you unbreak. This deck is not harmed by this card when it goes first, because you have a million ways to discard it. It's even a winged beast, so you can use High Spirits to discard it, sending Rindbrum. And of course you just have Lubellion, Opening, Keeper, like everything discards a card in branded, so like you're not that upset about drawing this. You can also cross it out. I'm playing cross out, so like by playing it you can now cross out Fool Us from your opponent. I'm playing Nibiru. The one Nibiru here is just because you don't want to have too many non-interactive hand traps. Like Maxi and Fool Us, they don't actually do anything, they just deter your opponent. So if you are playing against like a Gimmick Puppet FTK or like a Light Swan FTK, and they decide to just play into the Maxi or the Fool Us, you might just lose because you're not actually going to draw into a lot of hand traps, right? Like, if you're going second and you're getting OTK'd, right? They're trying to play into your Maxi and you're just drawing Fool Us and like Imperm, that's not very good. Ash is pretty low impact if they've already started playing, and Bestials don't work against every deck, so like you really want something that you can eventually draw into with the Fool Us and the Maxi. That's the way I think of it. That's the way I think about it. The Nibiru is also just like really good against Ritual Beast right now, so there's that. You could play more than one. I think you could realistically play more than one. And then by having it, you can also cross it out. Same for the impum, that's why the impum is here. It's for cross out, it's for thrust, and it's also just a hand trap in its own right. One thing you'll notice about the extra deck real quick is that there's no sanctifier. The reason there's no sanctifier is because I figured even though there's Mulchami for Warloss now in Max C, so the need for sanctifier you might think is even more because you want to go sanctifier pass if you get Max Seed. But I actually disagree. I think that sanctifier pass doesn't win many games by itself. Realistically, you're only going to win those games if you have like cards to back it up, right? Like an Impun, a Super Poly, an Ash, Nibiru, Cold by High Spirits to get branded in red in the end phase, you know, that's what's gonna let you actually win those games. It's very unlikely that the Sanctifier pass wins the game by itself. So my thought process was, if we're gonna have a bit of a board anyway with our own Maxi, Ash, Nibiru, branded in red, like I said, then giving one extra draw to go Lubellion into Mirror Jade, not actually that big of a deal, right? Because you're gonna have a Banish with Mirror Jade, you can send double Albaz so that you have a Rinbrum play available, and that's 2 disruptions, and then the rest of your hand generates more disruptions. I think that's like better than Sanctify in a lot of cases for one extra draw. It's if you have like 5 or 6 disruptions, or like 3 or 4 disruptions, and your opponent has 6 cards, there's still a good chance that you can survive the turn, or like maybe win the game. So I don't think Sanctifier was worth it, right? We're not playing a Requiem or anything, so we don't need the Sanctifier for any of our win condition. And I decided that Chimera and Garura and the Chaos and stuff like that just come up more often. So yeah, this is the list. Thanks for watching.